Welcome to History's Darkest Questions. Today's video is Plague on the Seas, the ghost ship of the Yellow Fever, the Floating Death. In the annals of maritime history, amidst tales of heroism, exploration and conflict, there exists a shadowy narrative that chills the soul to its very core. A narrative of an unseen enemy, more lethal than any pirate or storm, that turned vessels into floating tombs. This is the tale of the ghost ship of the Yellow Fever, an insidious force that cast a pall of death over the seas, transforming bustling ships into silent, drifting emissaries of doom. Imagine, if you will, a ship emerging from the fog, sails billowing yet eerily devoid of life, a maritime spectre bearing the Grim Reaper's signature, yellow fever. Yellow fever, a viral disease transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, thrives in tropical and subtropical climates. But its wrath was not confined to these regions. With the advent of the Age of Sail, it hitchhiked across oceans in the blood of infected sailors, reaching shores untouched by its feverish embrace. The symptoms were gruesome: fever, chills, severe headache, jaundice, a yellowing of the skin that gave the illness its name, followed by bleeding, organ failure, and often death. In the close, unsanitary quarters of ships, the disease spread like wildfire, decimating crews and passengers alike. Imagine a ship setting sail from a bustling port, its decks alive with the hopes and dreams of its passengers, seeking new lives, adventure, and prosperity across the azure horizon. Yet, unbeknownst to those on board, a microscopic stowaway lies in wait. Within days, the joy and laughter are smothered by the onset of fever. The air becomes thick with the stench of illness, and the ship's course, once so certain, now meanders aimlessly as a vessel without a captain. The yellow fever made no distinctions. Rich or poor, young or old, all were equal in its eyes. One of the most tragic episodes involves a ship, which, for the sake of our tale, we'll call the Spectre. The Spectre left its port in Europe, its holds laden with goods, its cabins filled with families, all unaware they were sailing towards their doom. Not long after setting sail for the New World, the disease manifested its first symptoms. The ship's doctor worked tirelessly, moving from patient to patient, but as soon as one soul was eased, another three fell ill. Soon, the doctor, too, was claimed by the fever, leaving the ship without its only line of defense against the invisible onslaught. As the Spectre drifted closer to its destination, other ships gave it a wide berth, the tales of its plight traveling faster than the wind. Sailors spoke in hushed tones of the ghost ship, its decks now silenced, the laughter of children replaced by the moans of the dying. When the Spectre finally washed ashore on an island in the Caribbean, it was a shadow of its former self. Those who dared board it found no life, only the lingering presence of death. The local population, ill-equipped to handle such an outbreak, fell victim to the disease, spreading it further and turning paradise into a hellscape. This dread scenario repeated itself across the seas, in numerous variations, but with the same tragic conclusion. Ships arriving with their sails set, but their crews decimated, the few survivors too weak to drop anchor. Ports once thriving with trade became quarantine zones, their economies shattered, their populations decimated. The ghost ship of the Yellow Fever serves as a grim reminder of the fragility of human life, and the stark reality that on the high seas, there were fates far worse than piracy or tempests. And yet, within this dark chapter of maritime history, there shines a testament to human resilience and ingenuity. The very magnitude of the yellow fever outbreaks spurred efforts to understand and combat the disease, leading to advancements in medical science, the development of vaccines, and the implementation of quarantine measures that would save countless lives in the future. The tale of the ghost ship of the Yellow Fever, while a morbid chapter in the annals of maritime history, is more than just a story of despair and death. It is a narrative of perseverance, a rallying cry that spurred humanity to action in the face of an invisible enemy. The fight against yellow fever, born on the waves and waged in the laboratories and hospitals of the world, showcases our relentless pursuit of knowledge and the indomitable spirit of those who sail the uncertain seas of discovery and disease. Today, as we stand on the cusp of new advancements in medicine and technology, the ghost ship's legacy remains not just as a cautionary tale, but as a beacon guiding us towards a future where such tragedies are relegated to the pages of history. A reminder of the cost of ignorance and the value of preparedness. As we navigate the tumultuous waters of our own times, let the ghost ship of the yellow fever remind us that while the seas may be unpredictable and fraught with peril, humanity's capacity for resilience and innovation is the compass that will always guide us to safer shores.